It's been a busy 3 days.
Yeah, it's been a busy 3 days.
So now we're doing the cleanup. We're actually going to clean our gear and talk about, if I can get my hand in my glove, what we did while we're out there. The first day was a lot of physical. Or no, the first day was just mostly range stuff.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out what we were gonna do for the setups.
Yeah.
Because like the range that we're on had what was the distances for like we could only shoot the rifle at like
From
50?
100 to 25.
Yeah.
And anything beyond 20 or closer than 25 had to be pistol only.
Yeah, so we did a lot of experimenting with what we could do with the courses and stuff, and they're alright, cool. And then I think we filmed like we did like the warm up stuff.
Yeah, and then the second day was the full day
Yeah.
of everything, and that was a lot of the actual, different battles and fitness and stuff, like games prep.
Yeah.
And validation of what we could do on that range, because it's, each range is different.
Yeah, that's right. We put it according to the range rules, and we try to play it safe, obviously. And then once we got the hang of things, then we started like just going at it. Like now it's been like 3 days.
Yeah, today's the third day.
Yeah, so I'm just exhausted now. It's just
It was a very busy weekend.
yeah, and it's like and I'm not even one participating in the tactical games. Well, the whole reason why we're doing this is that, well, one, you wanted to get training, train yourself
Yeah.
for the upcoming event.
Correct.
And then I'm just here for the kicks of it, like literally.
Yeah, for the shooting and the making
Yeah.
of noises.
Yeah, loud noises and shooting, and just an excuse to shoot stuff.
So yeah, so the last 3 days was to get out and shoot, make some noises, punch some paper, and to throw in some different dynamic things and kind of push our plateaus.
Yeah, because like I know we've been shooting for at least for a little while, just off the bench, and it's just like, how do you train for, the tactical games on the bench?
Well, and you just said it, we've been training off the bench, so now this is kind of like we're off the bench.
Yeah, literally.
What else can we do?
Yeah, we
What's
literally
available to
use
us?
the benches to store our gear.
Yeah, that's all it is
we
now.
did. Like, yeah, we didn't bother actually shooting from the actual benches, because like I said, it's just.
Well, we did to initially confirm zero of the optics.
Yeah, but other than
that was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it. But
Just a zero.
But the actual like stages, you want to say, your training stages, and yeah, we were always on our feet.
Oh yeah, we were moving.
Oh yeah.
So that was kind of cool. So that was what the last couple of days were. We did all those different, I guess ranges, because each one is a different application.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun doing it. There was a lot of challenges and a lot of things where I realized that I have to improve upon. The one, I don't know if you saw it in the video, where I pull out the pistol mag and it just like goes up through the air like some sort of throwing star.
Yeah, well, that morning we were doing you were doing the 160 like pound farmer walks. So like your grip strength is just like gone.
Oh yeah, that was.
That's why you're like flying mags everywhere. And I was like, I'm not picking that up. I'm not hurting my back, so forget that.
Yeah, you
I was like, no.
Yeah, you skipped that phase of it.
Yeah.
But you kept along with everything else, and that's what I like is you having that second person there to train alongside. Doesn't matter if they're the same level of you or not, but just having another person there with you who's like-minded and is trying to improve themselves a little bit is better than having nobody, for sure. Because
Yeah.
you still get that, you feed off that energy, and that's what I was doing. I was feeding off your energy. No matter, like, when you went to pick them up, you're like, no, and then just took off running. I was like, yeah, right on, he's running fast. Now I got to run alongside with you.
Yeah, so another thing you may not know in the video, so when I'm filming him and he films me, so we're actually technically doing each run twice.
Yes.
For each stage.
So with that said, the amount of movement that we did, my step counter on my phone clocked us as 5K yesterday.
So I don't even.
Yeah, something like that, about 5 kilometers, which was.
Yeah, because we had to set up. It's not just like, oh, the stage is there. It's like, no, we actually set it up.
Yes.
Actually do it, film each other over and over again, and then tear down of the actual stages, and then repeat for every single video that we did. So Yeah, so that alone is like half the workout is just
Oh, yeah.
on the video, and the other half is like just setup. That's
Because
all.
we had no crew. It was
No, just
literally
me and you.
and I.
Yeah, it's just literally me and you. But yeah, that's still a lot of fun.
Oh, I had a blast.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
exhausted. It was doing the setup, doing the teardown, doing the actual ranges was very similar to a full day of workout. Like I said, we did about 5 kilometers in walking.
Well, here's another thing too. You were doing it with your plate carrier with extra weight.
Yes.
So
So yeah, because I've got, I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but it's a little thicker than, it's about 3 inches thick because of the plates I've got in there. I've got a training plate, a extra steel weight, plus a homemade Paraplaster weight as well. So I'm looking about almost 40 pounds just in the plate carrier. I'm going to confirm that. I'm going to weigh it.
yeah, because I know you were trying to go with the rules of the game of the event,
Which is 15 pounds.
Yeah. Plus, you're like, okay, well, you might as well make it heavier to make it so this way when you're there and down there,
It's easier.
It's easier, right? So
Well, and the other reason being is down there it's going to be hotter as well.
yeah.
So if you train heavier in the cold, then it's easier on you in the hot with
Yeah.
lighter weights. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
that's my mindset. We'll see if it actually
We'll
works.
find
that
out
way.
the hard way. Well, you'll find out the hard way.
I will.
In a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Of it, so I guess I'll recap on that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We'll tell you more about it.
But well, since we're talking about gear, let's I guess talk about the rest of your.
Oh, okay.
kit.
So yeah, so I was running the Condor VAS Vanquish system. So originally, when I first got it, I had the Recon plate on the front, so it had the 2 mag holders, so double stack for AR mags, and then double stack for pistol.
Yeah.
So you have 6 and 6
Yeah.
on the front of it. I swapped that out this time and put just the panel on the front, and I put tacos. So I got 2 AR mags and a single pistol one there. So that's the tacos that I got across there. It's not the shingle; they're individual ones. I like to do, the reason I did this is because I like to be able to change out. So if I have to put my bleed kit or something in the front, depending on what the scenarios that we're running, then I can just pop one off and throw it on there.
Mhm.
But the shingle, it takes up all the room and you're kind of
Yeah, the
locked
shingle
in there.
is 3. It's like 3 rifle mixed. All
Then they're all one plate,
yeah, it's all one together.
So, and the nice thing about this carrier is literally, I can just take that off with the Velcro.
Well, you don't have the clips on it. But
No, I don't have the clips. I took the clips off of mine because I also have my admin pouch open. So if I have to write down anything or
Oh, yeah, no
hide a
cap.
chocolate bar, energy bar or something while I'm on the trail, then I've got it there.
Yeah.
But the clips, they do make a difference for dispersing the weight. The other thing I did is I swapped out the cover bun as well, because the vest usually originally comes with just the 1-inch strap.
Yeah.
So I took that off, put these on. Huge difference of just the snugness and the weight distribution from there, especially with having the extra weight in there.
Yeah, because once you start turning around and twisting, the weight is like, it keeps on going.
Oh yeah.
You stop and the weight just wants to keep swinging out.
Like I posted a live video of one of my workouts the other day where I was using just the vest before I got the straps,
Yeah.
or so the cover bun. You can see in the video the plate and the weight shifting as I'm lifting the apparatus and doing stuff. You could see in the video it's shifting, and I could feel it as I'm walking. And having your plate slide to one side or the other, you know, it affects your hips, it affects your balance, and it tires out systems that you kind of want to have that energy for later on.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
and then there's another thing too. Once you take that off, and then you have to, because I noticed that when we're at the other one, there's a couple balancing beam style, like parts of the
Yes.
obstacle. Like, you know, you get so used to having it on, and then there's this one part of the entire. That was like the obstacle course. I
Yeah,
think.
the obstacle course.
The
Yeah.
obstacle course, you're not required to wear that.
No, you kit up after.
You kit
at
up
the end of it.
after the obstacle course, but the thing is you've been wearing that for an entire like day and a half or whatever. Then you have this one event, one half of one event,
Yes.
the obstacle course. You have to wear that, and you're like, so you might have gotten used to it, and then you run across this ball that's bouncing beam, and then you're just like, psh.
Yeah, you feel like you're floating on air and you just don't have the coordination.
Yeah,
going and
the
everything.
coordination's off. So it's
Yeah.
like, you know, that's another thing too. Is you have to keep that in mind when, rather than just focusing on the end goal. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, you gotta do the process. You gotta.
Yeah,
figure
because
out the
like
process.
well, you see in the videos earlier that we gave ourselves all these instructions and then kept messing them up all the time.
Completely screwed up a few of them.
So because we're like, there's so many times where it's just like focusing on just target 1, target 2, and I'm like, wait a minute, we were supposed to do only target 1, only target 2,
Yes.
or kneeling or prone or whatever. Anyways, all if we actually tallied ourselves like in a real stage with all like penalties and stuff, there'd be so many.
We would have
penalties.
disqualified ourselves right
Oh
away.
yeah,
Yeah, like
All
honestly,
DQ, yeah.
I'm pretty sure the comment section
We
is
would've
going to
we
be full of
just timed
stuff.
out. We
Yeah,
just timed out with penalties.
yeah, exactly.
All the
So
time. So we'll have to do that. We'll see what's up with that.
we'll
later.
pay more attention to it later
Yeah.
on down the road, because again, we're still developing. So yes, the Condor Vanquish one is amazing. I've enjoyed it for training. It's simple. It's modular. Like I said, I've put some different attachments onto it. The cameras like this is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's different panels, so you can just swap them out.
Yeah, hot swap basically. Off you go, depending on what your task is. Which, because like I said, like Tom said, I'm training for the tactical games. You don't know what you're getting into until it's time for the battle, which is your event, right? So there's 3 battles a day, and you show up and you're like, you see this whiteboard, all the information written there. Okay, I've got 10 minutes to start. Switch your gear around the way you need to.
Yeah, because
and off you go.
some of the stages have a weight requirement for that.
Yes.
So like, I saw a couple guys who their vests were actually underweight, and they just strapped on a couple more mags or whatever.
Yes, to bring it up.
To bring it up. So they would actually meet the requirement.
Yeah.
Or else that would be, I don't know what it was if there was a penalty or
There
whatever.
was, yeah, there is a
Yeah,
penalty.
But anyways, yeah. So or how severe the penalty was. But the thing is that like you're right. It depends on the event of that day because they might change their rules. Yeah, there's some that are similar. We've seen across a couple of events.
Yes, we have seen.
But they're always a little slight twist based on the location.
Yes.
Right.
The location and basically the way the wind's blowing.
Yeah.
Just to keep you on your toes. 'Cause
Yeah, exactly.
really, battle is always going to change. The other thing, mentioning that people changing their loadouts. So you were running your belt.
Yeah, so I actually flew in here to Halifax. I'm actually just north of Toronto, under Richmond Hill. But so I flew in with just a lightweight battle belt. I'll just go over real quick. I think it's the Condor LCS
Yes.
gun belt. This is just the basic one with the plastic buckle, since I wasn't gonna
The
put
weight
too mu-
load of it?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna put too much weight on it, so I was like, all right. I'm not running a holster because I don't have my holster course yet. I haven't gone through.
Some
it yet.
ranges you have to have the course
Yeah.
before you can run a holster.
Yeah.
Some ranges
You gotta get the black badge.
you can have a holster, you just can't have the pistol loaded and have to draw. And
Yeah. So I was just like, whatever. I'll just. I was like, all right. So forget the holster, but for the time being, there's a space for it. Just basic pistol pouches. I am running the newer polymer tacos versus the standard ones.
yeah, because I got the standard.
Yeah, so
ones.
the classic style tacos, and I
you've
just
got the polymer new
newer
ones.
polymer ones. Just a micro dump pouch. Just it's always handy. Quick first aid kit.
Now, touching about this, you actually use that to hold your extra mags. At
Yeah,
some
so
points,
since
too.
I didn't come down with a plate carrier, I have one at home, but I just didn't bother bringing it. I was like, all right, I'm just running and going, have some fun today. So I didn't want to bring all that full on kit, you would
Yeah.
say, because I'm not training, I'm just having fun. So the dump pouch, some of the stages we were running more than 2 positions, and each position we usually just dump the mag.
'Cause 5-round mags makes it easy.
Yeah, it makes it easy. So I was just like, all right, cool, pop it open, throw a couple mags in here, and call it a day. Nice and easy, just whatever. First response.
That's the tearaway one.
Yeah, medical kit. So if you could axe straight on the back, throw it over, you just rip it off. Anyways, and then just you're good to
Throw it
go.
at whoever.
Yeah, some leatherman scissors kit. Don't forget.
Just some shears.
Tourniquet with the newer tourniquet taco and holster sometime soon.
Yeah, and just.
Yeah.
But again, touching back to the holster, because there's some range. Each range is different. They have their own idiosyncrasies. And the one that we train at, you're allowed to have a holster. You're allowed to have the pistol in the holster. You're allowed to have the magazine in it. You're just not allowed to have the round in the chamber unless you have your holster course, which is either a police officer's the police course or the black badge. from IPSC.
Yeah, exactly. So
So just keeping it simple. So yeah, you ran that. Now some of the events for the games, I will have to run just a belt.
Yeah.
And I have a belt that I'm building very similar to this one.
Yeah.
I have traditional tacos, not the polymer ones that I'm
Yeah.
putting onto it, because that's just where I'm starting from.
yeah, these ones just came out like within the last couple like months. I don't remember.
I think
They're new, anyways. But regardless, they run the same pretty much. Only difference I find the polymer ones are slightly easier to quickly reinsert. Like they both quickly, grab and go when you need to reload. But when you put them back in, I always just put them on an angle.
yeah, because you've got the lips on it.
Yeah.
right
So
there.
these ones have the wire lips. These actually have a lip on it on all four edges, versus the lips on these are only on the ends there.
Yeah, so with me
So-
putting reinsertion, I find I have to kind of
To do more.
pull away from myself and go
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
So-
those are cool.
But yeah, it's a little bit different flavor. Also, I'm not running this in the rain, but they say it's like, okay, well, it doesn't absorb much, water.
Yeah, because all you got is just
yeah,
the bungees.
Yeah, it's just the bungees. So they do absorb a little bit from the bungees, but they don't gain too much weight. But I'm not too concerned about that. I was actually more concerned of quickly grabbing them out and then
Reinsertion.
quickly putting them back in, so this way I don't have to waste time fumbling around. Again, the dump pouch is for that too, but I just wanted to quickly access to putting them back in.
Because there is times where you want that mag, because you're not always dumping all your rounds. There's
Yeah.
going to be times where your mag misfires or whatever, or not misfire, but
Yeah.
has a stoppage. You take that mag and you want to reinsert it because you
Yeah.
want that ammo for somewhere else.
Yeah, so again, we're up here in Canada, so we have 5-round mags. So we might just dump the mag down range at this point. But when you're competing down,
Those are
south,
30-round mags, yeah.
you got full 30-round mags. Where that, you're right, because there were a couple stages where you had to unload, show clear to move.
Yes.
Right,
And then re-engage another spot.
Yeah, so you could. I see how the guys just quickly put it in a dump pouch. But the problem with the dump pouch is that if you already had a couple other mags in there or empty, or
there's like a 2 and a 3,
Yeah.
but you need a 5.
oh yeah, exactly, or even like people will just put like water bottles in these things. Like the dump pouch is for anything and everything.
Yes.
Like even loose ammo, I see like guys just throw whatever, and then it's just grab and go. And then the problem is when you want to mix stuff, and you're on the clock, and you have to unload, show clear, but you still have like almost a full mag.
Yes.
You're not just gonna dump that on the ground.
No. Goodness, no.
You're not gonna leave it behind. And I'm not sure if that competition gives you a penalty for leaving mags behind, but probably not. But I do.
You get
know-
penalties for not shooting all your ammo.
Yeah, I was because I watched a couple like 2-gun and 3-gun competitions online, and if you dump a mag with rounds in it, that's good. That's leaving kit behind, and
Yes.
they give you a penalty.
It depends on the rules.
So
So
it depends on the rules, but typically,
it validates that this is a system that you definitely want to be
Oh,
using
yeah.
for retention of putting them in there, because it's not always just mag flips and run away.
yeah, exactly. And then you could say the same too with the pistol ones, but like these are harder because they're the standard the bungee style.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy on it. But with the handgun, you can actually just tuck it onto your pinky, like when you rack it back, tuck it your pinky, and then check for clear, and then rack it back and then put it back in.
Yes.
So it's like that's not a concern for me on the clock. I haven't done anything on the clock, but I put that in consideration when I was throwing this kit together.
Okay.
But yeah, I really like the battle belt system. You'd say.
Yeah, no, I've got the same one, like I said, that
Yeah.
I'm slowly building up to yours to get
Yeah,
ready
yeah.
for competition. But yours is like the ideal of what I want to try to aim towards.
Yeah,
Based on
it does a really
applications.
good job. I was actually ended up fumbling around a little because I moved some of the positions of the pistols and the rifles a bit compared to like the last week or whatever. I think,
okay.
The last time we were shooting. So I was like,
Well, that right there validates it. Like you can't just copy somebody else's thing. You have to go pick
Oh, yeah.
where things sit for you because of your ergonomics.
oh
of
yeah.
your
Well, it's
body.
also I'm trying to build muscle memory. Like one of the rifles was in the same spot, but I ended up shifting it, I think by one of the column spaces by one.
Okay.
And then when I was reloading, I did notice this when I was on one of the pistol stages, grabbing the wrong pistol mag in the
In
wrong
the sequence? Okay.
Yeah, so, but that's because of me, because I ended up moving this over compared to the last time I had this set up.
Okay.
Because I actually, again, building muscle memory, on the clock, you would say, but at least under pressure.
Yeah,
you're not
under some
always-
stress.
Yeah, you're not always like, okay, cool, you gotta stop thinking like, oh, I don't want to be, you just feel the mags and you just pop them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my basic kit, nothing too crazy.
And then from the ground up, like I was running my Altama Vengeance boots. They're great, very comfortable. I've had them for I think my second year. It's almost time to replace them.
Yeah.
And then the pants I was wearing jeans, but I was testing out the Condor operator pants there, the yoga pants. It's got the stretchy material and 2 slots, one on each side, a pocket for mags.
For mags, yeah.
Yeah,
For AR mags.
For AR mags, and I thought running jeans I was going to be overheated. No,
Yeah.
I thought it'd be uncomfortable. Didn't even realize they felt like combat pants rather than anything else.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, I think the last time I was using like some kind of combat pant. They're a little bit baggy. They have cargo pants on the side, but I actually end up just running jeans.
Yeah,
I'm like whatever. I don't even care.
yeah.
It's
So
just whatever you're comfortable.
yeah, exactly. And these were I was pretty impressed with.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
they were comfortable. They were forgiving in the right spots, and yeah. I'm probably going to run them at least, depending on what the ranges are at the next games.
Yeah.
Unless there's like swamps and stuff, then I'll want combat material because it dries quicker.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. So yeah, that's from the ground up. So that's our gear.
Yeah, that's our kit.
The other thing we ran was sorry.
No, go ahead.
The other thing we ran. So right now I've got the SFP9 or the VP9 from HK. That was the pistol that we ran, and as you stated in your video, you're not used to this pistol.
Oh yeah,
It's not yours.
I'm actually just borrowing this stuff. As you may notice in the video, we're shooting the same stuff because I didn't bring any of my stuff. It's just lazy. But yeah, like I'm not used to this handgun. The way, especially the reload. The reload is like the North American style reload is a thumb, usually on the side.
Yes.
This is more
This is the paddle.
the paddle style. Like I don't know what they call it. But yeah.
The ambidextrous paddle. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you can get the same pistol with the button.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Online.
I enjoy this because it's ambidextrous
Mhm.
and very slick. But again, you said you're not used to it.
I'm not used to it. Like I have a Glock 17 Gen 5. Doesn't matter what gen it is, but who cares? But the main thing about
It's a nice pistol though.
Yeah. But for me, it's the thumb. It's like I'm just so used to the thumb, and also the way the slide position is a little bit different. But that's just mundane. It's 2 little things. So that's why I was like, all right, I'll just rack it from the top. It's just a nice confident,
Release, yeah.
steady grip versus. Yeah, you lose time. I know we're not shooting on the clock, but eventually I think we'll start doing with the clock.
Just to see.
Just to see, like not to compete with ourselves, so each other. It's mostly to compete with our own time.
Yeah, exactly.
To see what we could, where we can improve on.
Especially if I'm running with weights and you're not. Like.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. There's no point. It's not even. It's a different ball game. You carry an extra like 50.
If I'm
pounds.
faster than you and I'm running with weights, then there's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. But yeah, like the pistol, it shoots nice. Like once you get the hang of it, once you get some more trigger time into it, then you get the hang of it. But
Yeah, it's a slick pistol. It's got good recoil control.
yeah.
The sights on them are brilliant.
Oh, yeah,
Bright.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
bright in the daytime or in the low light. I don't think the camera can see that or whatever, but they do have the
glow night.
the night glow.
sights
Yeah,
or
like
something.
they are very bright. Very bright. Very nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was the pistol. Then you want to talk about the rifle?
Well, the AR, I don't know which one this one is.
So this is the Radical Arms build that I did. So I took a stripped lower and built it up. Or no, sorry, correction. That is my full Radical Arms
Is it?
that was purchased.
Yeah.
So it's the Radical Arms.
Yeah, it's clear.
We have 2 of them. We put the Bushnell red dot on top there,
Yeah.
and no iron sights or anything. Just simply red dot that we were shooting with. It's a 1-in-9 twist barrel, Windham.
Is it Wyndham? I think it's Wyndham. Yeah. It's
Wyndham. The barrel is Wyndham.
Yeah.
Everything else is Radical Arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also have a full Radical.
I have a second complete full Radical as well.
Yeah, yeah.
That we weren't using. We were just playing with this one.
But yeah, it still ran. It ran really well.
Oh, very reliable.
Yeah.
The only issues we had was just mags not feeding properly, and that we identified as the actual mag.
Yeah, I think that was the mag on that one. I didn't have any issues with my mags. I was using Magpul P mags, Gen 1 and 2.
Okay.
No, Gen 2 and 3. But I didn't have any issue with mags. I think you had an issue with like some random mag of yours, but But again, we've been like throwing our mags in the dirt like all weekend, so it might have been just like a little rock. And there's been a lot of rocks.
Oh yeah, it's like almost a gravel pit where we were playing around.
Yeah.
And my mags, I was running MFTs, the polymer ones, capped at 5, and it was just that one mag. And I've had problems with one of the mags.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's because we're probably just like got some dirt and a lot of rocks stuck, like little ones stuck in their mags.
Exactly. And then the last thing we talk about, like, so we have the MFT minimalist stock on the end. The optic is the AR optics from Bushnell, the red dot. I like this one because it's got a bigger rear glass, so your eye gets into it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I actually like this optic quite a bit. It's nothing too crazy. Again, it comes to why I personally have the Vortex. It's called the Crossfire.
Yeah,
it's
Crossfire.
a 20. I think it's a 20. It's a much narrower, lens. So it's not as So it's honestly it's
yours, it takes me a little just a split jiffy to get my eye into it.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like, it's a great optic. It just takes a little bit longer.
It's just personal preference. I think it really comes down to, like, I don't say one is better than the other. Honestly, like, because I think mine Crossfire retails in like 200 Canadian. I think that one's like 250 or 300. I don't
No, that
know.
one's about 249.
I don't even remember.
Depending on where you get it,
Yeah.
they're in the same bracket.
Yeah,
but again, it's personal choice because everybody's eye is a little different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, one of the main differences between my AR setup and your AR setup is that I actually run a front iron sight. The reason why I do that is that when you show up and present the red dot, I have a reference point before I even see a dot.
Yes.
So this way I know that, okay, cool. It might not matter when you're just like shooting offhand off the bench, like shooting straight, but it really does matter when you're actually leaning around a corner, because then you can see your front sight. If it's leaning like this, okay, now I know my offset isn't actually 3 inches this way. It's like more like 3
It's
inches.
a quicker draw point.
Yeah. So it's more
It's
like
an aim assist.
yeah, exactly. So especially especially when we're shooting under like a small ports.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah, we were shooting like almost 90 degrees on the ground there, and some of the points where it's like I'm actually shooting about maybe 80 degrees, but it didn't really matter because our ports were really huge because we have had time to cut holes into the.
No, we haven't done it yet. No.
Yeah. So, anyways, but we're just trying to mimic some stuff to get to be a little more fun. But
And we don't want to come in too brazen to get kicked off the range right away either.
Too, yeah.
You build up the trust.
But the main thing is that, like, because like I said, I have the flip up iron sight set on mine, but I keep the rear one down so I can still see the glass right through it without any obstruction, even though it's a lower 1/3. I think mine's a lower 1/3 co-witness. But regardless of that, the front sight post, even if it does full or it doesn't, I have it up all the time.
Now, see this on my 300
Yeah.
Blackout. It's the same thing. We have the front
the front sight post.
Yeah, the front sight post is there. It's the standard built-in A-frame to the gas block. And I agree with you that everything with that one, it makes life so easy.
Like so like when shooting this, especially around the barricades, it's like I had to take a second to make sure that I'm 100% 90 degrees or whatever degree it is, because I do not have the front sight post as a reference point.
No, exactly.
To see what my angle is, because like if you're angling like this, okay, well your dot's up here, but your barrel is actually about 1 inch this way. You might blow, you might be shooting at your barricade right in front of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so.
It's like the videos where you see them with the hunting rifles and they got the great big optic on it, and they end up shooting through the hood of their car or the roof of their truck.
Oh yeah, those YouTube videos. Oh god.
Which
height over bore offset.
All right. So we had to take a little pause there for a moment, change some equipment. What I was saying is I enjoy being able to just pick up a rifle and go, because when we go down to the games to compete or we travel to do stuff, it's not always our own gear that we bring with us, so I get to just grab whatever's being handed to me basically, and having a baseline understanding of how everything functions and what to use is better than being proficient at just one platform, and training only one way. So for me, like the last games, I borrowed a Troy built AR with iron sights, and it was an EOTech on there. But but it wasn't 0 to me; it was 0 to somebody else.
Yeah.
So my grouping was in one bout of shooting, it was literally 4 inches to the left of the scoring area. It was a beautiful group, but it was 4 inches outside of the scoring area. So it is what it is. But with that said, I like to try different things and just play around, because you want to be able to, well, if the apocalypse happens, you're going to pick up rifles off the ground, or Call of Duty, you don't have auto assist for aiming in real life yet, right? So that's why I like to change things up, try different optics, move things around, and to just keep the brain working. So yeah, that's why my builds are what they are and where my optics are and different things. Which brings us to the next thing, is using this stuff and employing it in what we were doing this
Yeah,
weekend.
because for the longest time, like I said, I'm actually a fairly new shooter. I just got into it within the last year.
Yeah, you got into it pretty heavy this last year.
Yeah, because it's fun. Oh yeah. But I knew that I would eventually get pretty bored. Just shooting off the bench. Nothing wrong with that, but if that's your jam. But that's not my jam. I wanted to at least be on my on my feet, move around, kind of like M6 style, you would say.
Yeah.
That kind of fun. I would say into competition. I don't know. I wouldn't mind trying, but at least for now, just coming along and doing the stages.
Yes.
I'm learning a lot right off the bat. It's
Okay.
A lot of the things that I know that, first of all, I would say even basic things is manual of arms. Your AR is slightly different from mine, even though it's not much of a difference. But the one of the main differences I noticed is that the mag release on yours is extended.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just enough.
So it's not a big deal, pushing it. But I ended up one time off camera where we were just fooling around. I ended up pushing it too far. The mag fell out, but then the mag catch on the other side popped off and locked in the open position, and I put the new mag in, and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, this is not supposed to happen. And I'm like, I know what's happening. It's the thing snapped out. So you just put your thumb in,
Yes.
and snap it back in, and then back to the action. But yeah, it's just small little things.
Nuances.
Yeah. And then or since we're sharing the same rifle, there's been a couple stages where I have the stock set to your length, and then when I pick it up, I'm like, whoa, this is not even remotely close to what I'm used to. I'm usually I like to set my AR stock to nose to charging handle ish.
Yes.
Maybe +1 space for that, so this way if you go prone, it's not you still have a little bit of space to play around with. That's how I usually set up my stocks.
Okay.
It's never really all the way to the end, because I find that sometimes I like to, when you're getting off prone or you're when you're trying to reload, you put the stock underneath your arm. It's just for a little bit of assistance, for more stability, and you just jam and go.
Yes.
Right. So when your stock is fully extended, you could easily throw that under for more leverage and then pop it in. But I find that if it's too long, I find the sights kind of they don't work for me when they're too far out.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it was really fun to find out. Okay, what's the little nuances that kind of it's you'll see in a couple of videos. There's quite a bit of brain farts.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it's literally the entire thing just smear.
My mag flip was the least of the things that we had problems with.
So just smear everything. I know we're not on the clock and scoring ourselves. I think we should do that one time. A little later down the line, we're actually get proficient at not screwing up.
That's our goal, is to not screw up. And then when we go through one way where we don't screw up,
we'll add
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because then the timer's just going to screw everything up. It's just a lot of people don't realize a timer is it's just this little thing of stress.
Oh yeah.
Behind you, we're not, like I said, we're not on the clock, but at the same time, it's just okay, go and move this and that, and then even without the clock, we're wrong position. Supposed to be standing or kneeling or whatever.
Wrong side, different things.
Side,
yeah.
Wrong everything.
Just wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, and then just plow through the stage.
Yeah.
It's just
just
go
yeah.
through it.
Just make the noises and go through.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. So I agree with you. It was an exercise in coordination, manual arms, and definitely an experience that I'm thankful for that we got the opportunity to do.
Oh yeah.
We did have a lot of the RSOs from our club just kind of drive up because they really like word of mouth got out that we were there, I think, and they were just like, "What you guys doing?" And since we're the newer guys at this club, we're kind of like, "Not much. What are you doing?"
Yeah, because we just set up like all the walls, the IPSC walls that were on the side of the bay there.
Yeah, we did have a good setup going. And
Yeah, yeah. You can see that from the like far in from the.
yeah,
But
but I think we proved that we were good, and we answered the questions correctly. We didn't get kicked off. We didn't get asked to leave, which I think is a bonus. Because I'm not gonna lie, I really love that little range that we were.
oh,
on.
that's so fun. There is so much stuff we could.
Yeah, and with stuff that we are gonna do there.
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing is was the angles of like the bay is the width of the bay is huge.
Yes.
So the problem is that the backstop, we have to shoot. You'll see in the see in the videos that the sand pits.
Yes.
We have to shoot into those sand boxes.
Yeah, it's not the whole berm that we have as a backstop.
Yeah, I wish we had the whole berm. It'd be amazing.
Oh.
But not. Yeah, because the berms that started the multi-bay stages at like when we were at the last tactical games. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That place is a dream. Like it's just like, especially the shoot house they had.
Yeah.
And like the valleys and like the sniper towers and like anyway that's too much.
Yeah, that'll be later on videos. Stay on track here. Yeah, so we had to shoot into those backstops. We had 5 of them. When we did the rifle shoot house lanes kind of thing set up, and then we did the transition to the pistol one. The rules on the range that we were using is you have to shoot rifle from behind 25 meters,
Yeah.
and pistol from in front 25 meters and closer.
Yeah.
So there, you might have seen the video of the yellow rope that was in the ground. That is your actual indicator. So those are the rules that we had to follow. So there's no, running in close with your rifle and then transitioning to pistol.
Also no slings because
The ground, yes.
yeah, the ground's pretty much all rock. So if a round did accidentally go off into the
You
ground,
don't know where it's going.
The ricochet if it's from like a bench or something, it'd be like it's like skipping a rock.
Yeah.
It would just ricochet off and then go over the berm. So or if you're pointing straight down right in front of you, the ricochet of the rocks coming back at you.
Yes.
Well,
Is
you're going to get scuffed up. So.
Oh yeah, the fragmentation of the rock is coming
So
at you.
so the safe direction normally would be obviously downrange and down to the ground, but at our range.
This range here, it's all towards the butts.
Yeah, yeah.
The backstop.
They ultimately say up, but we like to unload and have a clear chamber when facing up.
Yes.
We'll have to double check the rules and everything because the book is pretty it's like super thick, but it's a good read.
It is definitely a good read, and every range you go to, you should definitely read the books
Multiple times.
Yeah, and maybe have a copy with you. We have a copy that stays in the vehicle with us, just in case something comes up, because we don't want to screw something up for anybody else down the road, and we don't want to screw something up for ourselves either.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the range and the rules. The actual layout and conduct of everything for me, what I took away from this is that my training is good because I survived what we put ourselves through, which was quite intensive.
Oh yeah, the especially the second day where we did a full day of.
Oh yeah.
Like I was just wasted. Like we came back here.
You were asleep by 9.
Oh yeah, I just went straight to sleep. just wasted.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the videos of us doing this because I enjoyed doing it.
Oh yeah.
And I can't wait for our next adventure onto the range because honestly, I've got a lot to take back to the drawing board while you're away. I'm gonna keep training, keep doing my things, but I'm still gonna incorporate some different activities to pay more attention and retain what we say we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Because I know there's one where I said, okay, standing prone, and I did standing, kneeling.
Yeah, we had messed up all the instructions.
So that's my improvement area.
Yeah, exactly. And we purposely kept the mags at a low count.
Yes.
So this way we were forcing ourselves to reload more often for practice of manual arms.
Exactly.
And also mix into the range safety must just blend the two together, as in like, you know,
No, they marry up.
yeah, marry up. So this way, when we finished, you may notice that a lot of them were like, all right, 2 rounds, and then we ran it dry because we just didn't load the mags to full to 5. So this way, we knew that when we shot the last round at that position, it'd be clear chamber, mag out. Okay, now we could move.
Yeah.
Right. But and then even with that, like I didn't mind. It's just like, yeah, I got used. You gotta get used to the layout of stuff, and what was I gonna say? The like throughout, you know, I would say from the beginning to the end, I did change a little bit of how I was doing things. Like first of all, like my like shooting stance.
Okay.
You would say, like, especially for rifle. You know, there's my shooting stance has always been kind of more squared off, as in like my body's pretty straight.
Yeah, your shoulders
Like, yeah.
are parallel.
Yeah, first I would say like way back a couple months ago, I did more of a bladed stance, but I would notice that back then when I had a bladed stance is basically you have
More the traditional style.
yeah, more traditional style, right? So when you shot off a round, I've noticed that the recoil would actually bring it up to the right,
Yes.
you know, and then you have to bring it back down, and you go up and down, up and down. So I changed my stance to more of a squared off stance and lean in a little bit forward. So this way, when I shoot, you may notice that when you double tap, they're fairly quick because I'm actually able to require target
A lot
very
faster and smoother.
quickly. Yeah, compared to like holding it in a bladed stance versus a squared off stance and leaning in forward. Obviously, if you had like a more higher, depending on the caliber. So if you were running, like, we don't have one like a pistol caliber carbine,
Yes.
like a 9 mil, I would assume I wouldn't have to lean in too much forward.
No.
You know, and then sitting if you're running like a 308 or something like that, though it definitely would have to be more of a lean in.
Yes.
For when you, like, you know, to require for the recoil. But anyways, back to what we're using. With our 16-inch rifle, 16-inch rifle, I think, right?
Yep.
But yeah. Anyways, you just lean in just a bit. I would say throughout the day, on the second half of our weekend here, I definitely got faster on the double taps.
Oh yeah.
Because,
I was watching. You were a lot more proficient.
Yeah, and then I just got more used to the rhythm of your rifle. On mine, it's a slightly different feel, but it's so minor. I swear it's probably just like the spring in the back or something like that.
Yeah, just something.
Yeah, like, it is something so minor that it's like the recoil impulse is so slightly different, but you know, give it a couple hundred shots, you'd be like, okay,
Yeah,
I got it. You know,
exactly.
I got the feel for it. So I would say that's the one thing I've noticed too. Just over on the weekend to improve on a little bit wider on the feet on the foot stance, not by too much, maybe like half a foot each way or something.
Okay.
And then again, the amount of lean. Not to say lean and you flinch into it. You actually just kind of embrace into it and then tuck yourself in
Oh yeah.
for that. So this way, the recoil goes down through the shoulder, through the back, but my back is kind of curved, so it goes right back down.
Yeah. So and when we talked about this in the range, I was referring to the Chris Vector, the way the bolt goes.
Oh yeah.
Instead of going back down into the shoulder and down, it actually comes down in behind the mag well and then down.
Yeah,
and
kinda
then
like
comes
that.
like this. And that's the same kind of dispersal of your energy system
Yeah.
for the shot as it comes down through your shoulder in this way instead of coming straight back into your shoulder and pushing
Yeah.
you backwards.
And then also even simple things as like how keeping your knees bent.
Yep.
Like, it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal when I can see, like, I was watching a couple, like, a while back, a couple, like, those high speed, like, Ipshit guys or whatever, having knees bent slightly, and then when you're ready to go, you just drop and move. Where versus like if you have your legs straight, your legs are kind of locked in,
Yes.
and then if you're just staying there popping a couple shots, all right, cool, whatever. But we're on the move, so
Yes, you need to stay fluid.
yeah, exactly. I won't say you're doing like crazy wide squat stance or something like
Yeah,
that.
you're not in a sumo stance firing off.
Yeah, nothing too crazy, but just slightly knees bent. I noticed that my feet were a little bit wider. So this way, especially when we're going around, we were leaning in around barricades and stuff like that. Like, it was just the stability. Like, you want to be a rock, when a round goes off. So this way, you don't accidentally. Sorry, not accidentally. Well, the recoil brings it back up. But it's like a bladed stance. You want to absorb the impact recoils this way.
Your body's a shock absorber.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it needs
yeah.
to be malleable, not
Yeah,
rigid.
exactly. And you know, yeah, we're only double tapping with like 5 round mags, or we downloaded 4. But you know, but when you're down south, when
Yeah.
you can blast off 30 rounds, that's
You're
a big
double
difference.
tapping 15 times.
Yeah,
yes.
that's because I remember there was a couple stations where it's like, you know, you notice that with like 5 targets, anything above 3 targets, you can see the guys who know how to have a good stance.
Yes.
Like I last time we were down there, I wasn't shooting that, I was shooting camera.
Which is a totally different recoil.
Yeah, so I noticed that between like the regular group versus the elite group, wow, there's a big difference.
Oh, huge difference.
Skill sets, and then especially the skill sets that we saw down there compared to like the guys that we know up here.
Yes.
Wow, holy
Night and
smokes,
day.
night and day. Like there's a lot to be learned. It's a lot of
Oh, it's gonna be a great journey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was my thing. I was like to go up on improvement. I would say I would have to work on. Let's think about it. Probably got to work on definitely manual of arms, especially when it's like off shoulder, around, left shoulder around barricades, or what else? Kneeling stances, and like just being around barricades in awkward positions.
Oh yeah.
Like I know we haven't made the VTAC barricade.
No, not yet. We
But,
haven't
like-
done that stuff, but it is coming.
Like I would just do all that. Like honestly, do it all weekend on one of those. But like that's one
It's
of the,
coming.
Yeah, it's coming. So one of the skill sets that I want to improve on. from
Well,
my own
it's
skill
funny you
sets.
say that because you've already agreed to follow me along in my training and development.
Yeah, but I'm not
so-
gonna be lifting those stupid weights.
Okay, so no weights, but the barriers, the flexibility,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
transition
yeah.
drills, all those things.
Yeah, those
You're
things.
down for that.
Not the dumb stuff.
Yeah, not the heavy stuff.
Yeah, not the heavy stuff.
Yeah, but the
yeah.
rest of it he's down with, and you, my friend, are coming along for the ride as well on this. And yeah, dude, it just totally. We've got a lot to improve upon, and
Yeah,
this is day one.
Yeah.
You know.
It's first day every day.
Yeah, and we're always moving forward. So, do you want to mention who paid for our ammo?
Yeah, well, I paid for the ammo.
And who are you?
I run Ripple Industries, so we sell gear. I stole all this stuff from the shelf.
Yeah, you stole your stuff.
Yeah, I stole my stuff.
He made me pay for my stuff.
Yeah.
Which I did. I paid for my stuff.
Yeah.
The gear that you carry is great. I appreciate the fact that you carry this gear because it is challenging to find some of it out there.
Yeah.
And bullets do not grow on trees yet, so somebody's got to pay for the ammo.
Yeah, so this part of the series was sponsored by me, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like you said, ammo doesn't grow on trees.
We do have some potential other people to throw ammo at us, maybe if you know. Your what's they say? Your logo here. So no, and honestly, because it doesn't grow on trees, you know, this is a project that we want to bring the information that we gather and the skill sets and learning to you. So yeah, I hope you appreciate it.
All right, cool. I guess that's it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Off to something else now.
All right, cool. Let's go get something to eat.
Let's go something to eat.
All right. Are you in the interview? Yeah, that's fine. As long as I sit here, stay here. Hey.
You in the shot?
Okay.
You being helpful?
Supervisor?
Okay, well sit. Dude. Sit. Push on his butt. Thank you.